Yes, out of one winner kwaba. Era platform me as a host Nana Aji and I want to me abone Mr. And a kind our platform me as well. Not what I want to smash subscribe after the so for latest update. Tell me high notification said be a newly updates be an no aberrate was out for say the SMU city and answer exactly media and so celebrated phone channel. And mom the answer to be a this particular platform as so of fun. I get to see I understand basic no asset record be straight. Na nsem o babekan wo media no so ne say ya kasa bla 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 body a ene Lil Win Kwaku Manu bla wa bo no Lil Win kura no emu mu kwata so ade ase ba wono onye show up we ama blantie bi ono so free Lil Win campus no aba be so asemu na dofo de wa we see two shade left and right center no and what thing ya the video ne so no bro achem se wo mo hene bi a wono nso no yitiri mu akwako through support say Mahama 24-hour economy no de ba no ono nso no egi tum wasom e na yese wo hene enye politics we ama black rastans no yitiri mu a se ya samo na enye fadi agro ya samo no na we ama black rastans no ababeru ya tinkwoti ono nso e kan what side.
He says what? Achim chief summoned for endorsing Mahama. Why is it important to add Achim chief? Is it to be able to identify which chief it is? Does it ring a bell when we say Achim? Does it ring a bell? Now, which chief is this that is endorsing a political candidate? Do you know that chief? Have you seen him before? Run the story, my youths. Watch this. And this is from my own Tree News. It says, Achim Ebuakwa Traditional Council summons Bafo Owuredu Ejakun Minta II for endorsing Mahama. Achim Ebuakwa. Run the story, my youths. My God. It says the Achim Ebuakwa Traditional Council has invited the Anko Biahine of the Begro stool, Bafo Owuredu Ejakun Minta II, for endorsing the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, former President John Dramani Mahama, ahead of the 2024 elections. Now, the hearing on the matter has been rescheduled from February 12, 2024 to February 19, 2024. Now, the summon was after the council received a petition against him filed by Dasibre Ofosu Kwabi Aye Biashe Ochire Sohine Adodao and Ochami Owusu accusing Nana Owuredu Ejakun. According to the petitioners, Bafo Owuredu Ejakun Minta II has brought the name of the Begros stool into disrepute by engaging in partisan politics. Dash it away. Now, it is interesting how these things are panning out. First and foremost, when we talk about Achim Ebuakwa, in fact, it was a very powerful entity in our history in the days, and it's still very powerful. They also had a Ya Asantua in there. Excuse me. That Ya Asantua, my brother, my sister, was so powerful. She was a king. I'm choosing my words carefully. She was a king. Nana Dansua, the first very powerful woman. She went to war against the Ashantis at the Battle of Dodowa, aka the Battle of Akatamanso, and defeated the Ashantis, including their chief warrior, Opoku Frede. Opoku Frede was a feared warrior of the Ashanti. And before they went to war, the Asante at the time boasted that he would catch the guns and all the people supporting the guns. He will mold them into a tiny little bit and force them into the mouth and the belly of the little fish called camphor. Camphor is a small fish. Very tiny fish, not bigger than this finger. The Asante boasted that he would go to war against the Accra people, the Gans, and whoever was supporting the Gans, the Achin, the British, mold all of them into a little token and push that into the belly of the Kamfra. The Asante Hini was so authoritative on that. And he believed that Opoku Frede was most powerful. Of course, he had never lost any war. And when they came to Dodowa for the war, you know what happened? The war was led by a woman, Nana Danswa. She was a king. The king of Achim. Her headquarters was at Achime Buakwa. History doesn't tell you too much about that. Check our history channel. We talked about this powerful woman. Nana Dakwa. That's her name. Nana Dakwa. You know what happened? She was the one who led the whole army and defeated Opoku Frede. When Opoku Frede was defeated and the Asante Hini was injured, they carried him in a broken palanquin. No more Adwa. They were running giddy back to Kumasi. Opoku Frede, who had never lost any war and who everybody loved, including all the beautiful ladies in Ashanti, was so ashamed. He started crying. Yay, Timi Amini. Hey, Opoku Frede, nungwase ben krenye. Enungwase akwaba o, enungwase akwaba. Hey, my ferry o, obana ya mi say. Obana ya mi say. Obana ya mi say ya. Obana ya mi say. He kept saying Obana ya mi say ya. And he ran all the way to Amakom in Kumasi. He locked himself in his room and committed suicide because a woman from Achima Buakwa had defeated him alongside the Ga army and the British. For the first time, there was the firing of serious weaponry from the British. They used cannonballs for the first time in the history of this country's wars. It's not a history class, so we won't go too deep into it. It was from that time the Asante women started shaving around their heads. In mourning, in ancient Israel, you know what they did? When they were mourning, they wore sackcloth and they poured ash and dust onto themselves and mourned. Dude, who read the Bible, you will see this in it. But the Ashanti women shaved around their head like sakura, around their heads. And they called it Jisenkrai.
Yes, I don't for that way saying some honest no about one see inflict on Eddie so Kwaku Manu and I tell us about our bottle. Just Lil Win crown and Ben will baby.
Therefore, this is what I can find. We are seeing one like any people say, Omon Yene, Omo Mobra, Omunim no more because we are see a bon normal, Omunim and Omo we are see. Yenfa boy siki dear and fire and fatum. Boy ski will be our media no so. Now drink yina abodam and an drink yina echren say, Nyo Bayan and one an drink chen is on ye because Oni no di ana oni bi. Ana one more brabintino on a media so ana kwasia bloggers nso ekọ nchen ekọ gina no nsem because onim say bloggers nim say omo kọ nchen ya or de kwasia sem na beka atu yase ana eye social media no so. Why? Because Levin was school ana oye na advert emanu school Levin en talk car emi post o social media no so. Levin en si fie emi post o social media no so. Why? Because Oboiski Jimmy Ankasa say I Levin show off. Levin show in your media no so. Levin just say it's mentality I don't hear you more Oboiski. Oboiski a stupid man. Like I don't know say abdabona one money no like otimi say obi yare kakra bi ana just say a sheni mu ama just say o me Jimmy media no so. Kwaku Manu abobrasin Levin na
Yes, out of four. Nice we incident sema every that side and so no about one thing. Ha, and the adwuma no be see do biara se. E be see be makramo. Bye bye.